inverted, narcissistic, and most importantly, completely pointless. Come waste an hour of your week with The Starting Block, Friday nights Australian time at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. Get in touch with us on Twitter at The Starting Block, no K at the end. Also, subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or iTunes by searching for The Starting Block, all one word, or on Podbean at thestartingblock.podbean.com. Join the blockheads, tuning in their millions, right around the world.
You're listening to The Starting Block on TAVshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We're getting serious this week. We're talking politics. That's right. We're doing a big-ass political front-end segment. We're getting serious with Ukraine. Then we'll get down to regular silliness. All that and much, much more here on The Block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain and thunder, wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from The Starting Block. On behalf of The Block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is TAVshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. You've got myself, Greeno. I'm joined by a man who's very, very concerned about the potential attacks through the Nepean River of Chinese submarines. My co-captain Damo, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, blockheads, millions around the world, listenership. How are we? Yes, they're coming for us, Greeno. They're finally coming, aren't they?
Apparently, yeah. The defence minister's looked at the polling numbers and he's like, fuck me, we need to do something quick. We need to invent some Chinese attacks on the coast of Western Australia pretty quickly in the next week, potentially, a la today. Hopefully that'll boost some numbers. For me, I find it an interesting strategy because it doesn't really show that we're weak on defence if China can just rock up and we didn't know about it.
Yeah. Well, maybe it shows that we're really strong. It's like, no, because obviously, you know, in history, Greeno, whenever the enemy can just sail up a river, I mean, straight to a city, it always works out well for the city, doesn't it? Like the defending side. I mean, there's nothing you can do. So, yeah, I just wonder, though, you know, speaking of strategy, if we're going to throw, like, tips around, let's pretend like we're Mark Price and we'll do everything we can to help China, okay?
Yeah.
So how about this? You know, they've already been building islands, like, in the South China Sea and stuff, right? So I wouldn't even bother invading Australia. Why don't you just build a ring of, like, land around it? It's an island, right? Just
good to go.
You can build your own island around Australia. So then we're now like in the moat of this new Chinese, and you can call it whatever you want, and then just say, well, we're not allowing any tourism, you know, in and out of China right now. So we'll just be stuck. I mean, we've been stuck here for 2 years anyway. What's the difference?
It makes no difference. That's all good. I was thinking though, let's just say like that was just obviously me being a dickhead about the Nepean River. But let's just say China did invade through the Nepean River.
Yes. Sailed right up the Nepean River. Don't worry, Greeno. Don't worry, Greeno. The fearless Nepean Belle will stop them in their tracks, Greeno.
We'll stop them. But I was thinking, my theory is they wouldn't cause any damage because they'd be distracted by the fun festivities out in the Independence region.
Right.
You know, they'd be like, look, should we attack? No. We've got panthers over here. We've got some cables, water skiing. We've got some indoor skydiving. Fucking, why would we attack? This is good times.
You've got Harry's Cafe de Wheels, Greeno. Get yourself a hot dog or a pie floater.
Get some Krispy Kreme.
Some Krispy Kremes out there.
Why would China want to invade? Like the only thing they're going to invade is the buffet at Penrith Bandits. Yeah. That's all they're going to do.
That's right. You know, because Sydney, the city has, you know, the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House. It has all of these sites. Mate. You know what? We've got Greeno, we've got a Krispy fucking Kreme, mate.
A cream and aquagolf.
Aquagolf. That's what we got. That's right.
We got aquagolf.
Yeah. Do you remember that really terrible? They used the putt-putt course that we had, right? We were so povo, right, that our local putt-putt, do you remember that terrible one? Let's not say where it was.
It was inside a bowling alley.
It was inside a bowling alley. And it was so bad. Remember, like, the carpet was always ripped up on the floor.
Ripped up. Yeah,
so it became, that's right, but we became really good at putt-putt because the carpet, like the poor state that course was in, became the obstacle, you know what I mean? So after that, we go to the big fantasy ones with the clowns. It was nothing. We just fucking shoot one every time, every single time.
Through the divots, through the cigarette burns in the carpet. It was good times.
And you were also next to the squash courts. So there was a squash court, a putt-putt course, and a bowling alley.
Bowling alley all in one.
In one building. So it was quite the eclectic group on a Thursday night because you'd have us, the stoners, who were in there playing putt-putt and just not really, you know, kind of killing time, I guess, you know, late on a Thursday.
Getting some very quality bowling alley fries, though.
Yes, the fries were good. The hot dogs were good.
The fries were good. That was the only reason, because we used to do sport there on a Thursday as well.
That's right.
So you'd sign up for bowling or squash or whatever just so you could go there and eat the $2 fries.
$2
smash them down at the bowling alley. Good times.
Cheesy fries. Well, you'd be standing in line for your cheesy fries, but in front of you there would be like a middle-aged overweight man in a bowling shirt. And, you know, so they were there. And then you also had like the super fit kind of doctors' wives fucking squash players and shit.
Squash players, yeah.
So you had the kind of uppity private school squash players mixed in with like the blue collar overweight bowling alley people, mixed in with like all of the teenage stoners. It was quite the experience.
Nice, Gary!
It was a nice time.
And the school kids, don't forget the school kids.
Don't forget the school kids. Yeah. School kids hanging around, getting in everyone's way, trying to steal money from everyone all the time. Like those little kids, those little rascals, Greeno.
Playing Breathe by Prodigy on relentless back cycle on the jukebox.
That's right. Breathe with me.
That's what the squash players want to hear at the bowling alley. For some reason, that's my biggest memory from that particular venue. Yeah. That's when Prodigy Breathe was just number one, and every week we'd go there for sport, and it'd be that song just in repetition. Like every third song was "Breathe with me."
Oh, and it was not only like in the bowling alley / squash court / putt course. It was also outside, because you'd have all the fucking wankers with with their cars, and they'd be blaring it in the car park as well. But it's worse than that, Greeno. You're blocking out half of this memory. So the real tragedy of that was we got no break, because before Breathe With Me, we had to put up with fucking Firestarter for months and months, because that was the one that everyone was playing. That's right. Spot on. And then it was almost like the memo came out and everyone just switched, and it's like, oh, thank fuck they're not playing that song anymore. And after a couple of times of Breathe, you're like, hang on a minute.
Hang on.
This is the same guys. Yeah. Same fucking group.
I've seen this movie before, and they've just twisted it a little bit.
Yeah.
Excellent. Damo, time to get serious.
I like stories about pinatas.
Greeno Does Politics Week 3. We're in the lead up to the election. We've decided to add a little bit of a political segment where Greeno Does Politics. Now, we've talked relentlessly about my observations of the political stream over the course of this election cycle. And I realised, thankfully, earlier this week, I could go to a pre-vote.
Ah, right. What's a pre-vote, Greeno? Is that they kind of tease you up before the actual event?
No, so basically, you got your election day, but then in the 2 weeks before the election, you can just fucking rock up, get your vote done, as long as you fit a certain criteria. So you just say you fit the criteria, and everyone's happy days.
I like the idea of early voting, but unfortunately for me and my travel patterns these days, unless the voting booth is inside a Hungry Jack's drive-through window, then I probably won't get to it.
Probably skip it.
Yeah, skipping that.
So I was like, look, fuck, let's just nip this in the bud ASAP. Let's just fucking get it out of the way. Let's move on. So rock up to the voting booth. And obviously we're aware of the two major parties. Yeah. We're aware of a couple of the other parties. There's little side ones. You
got the Greens,
or the
One Nation.
But in our ballot, there's fucking 45 parties to choose from.
There is a lot.
So on the green sheet, you've got your 1 through 6. And to use a Bobcat Goldthwait joke that I use every election cycle on this show, it's like picking the least painful dildo. You're just kind of working your way backwards.
Backwards from the
which one's going to hurt the most? All right, better put them 6 and go backwards. Now, when you get to the big boy ballot, that's when suddenly you're like, well, fuck, now I've got some choices.
Yeah. Can I just pause this for a moment?
I like stories about pinatas.
As you know, the dynamic in our relationship has mostly been, for most of our lives, Boogs is the political one. And Greeno's the non-political one. And then for this particular occasion, I decided to hand the reins over. You know what? It's time for young blood to come in. Fresh blood, a fresh set of eyes. Greeno, that's it. And I want you to take over. And you've now, we're in week 3 of Greeno's political analysis segment. Now, this is week 3. And finally, and finally, you've made it up to describing what a ballot paper is. Okay. Now, I just want to point out the amount of research, and you've really embedded yourself in politics, haven't you? For this segment, the sacrifice is just breathtaking.
The amount of hours I've had to put the family on the back burner for the last couple of weeks since you handed over the reins. I was like, if I'm going to get this right for this show, I better make sure I'm doing putting the right time in, putting the hours in. So we go to the ballot paper. That's where we're at so far.
I like stories about pinatas.
This is important stuff.
It's very important. So like 45 different fucking parties on this bastard, and they just go 1 to 6. 1 to 6. Yeah. So once again, now I've got too many options. It's like going to a restaurant and they've got too many things on the menu. Like I know what steak and chips is going to taste like.
Generally,
I know what a chicken parmesan is going to taste like. I know what the spag bowl is going to taste like.
You know what? What? When I order a battered fish and chips, Greeno, with a bit of tartare sauce on the side, I'm pretty much expecting something, within an allowable window.
Correct. Spot on.
It can't for example, it can't taste like beef if I order the chicken, because that would be off. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm looking at this ballot paper, and I know what 4 of the things on the menu are going to taste like. Yeah. But I'm looking at the other 41, and I'm like, well, fucking, what's a sous vide lamb stick taste like? I don't know.
Question.
I've got to put six on this thing, and I've got sous vide lamb dick. I've got
I can't even imagine what that tastes like. So.
I've got oyster colon over here. I don't know. It's on the menu, but I don't know what it is.
I think Greeno, I think that's the definition of exotic food. It's that if someone tells you the name of it, you sit there and go, I have no fucking idea what that is. And I think that's when exotic food kicks in.
Exactly, but unfortunately, this isn't a set. This is a set menu, sir. So I've got to pick 6 of these restaurant items, no matter what.
No matter what.
And I've already decided I'm not a big fan of the lamb souvlaki. So something I know what it tastes like, I'm not going to pick that one because I already know I don't like the lamb souvlaki. So now
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, can I just get the fucking lamb roast and potatoes, mate? Is that too hard? Can you just do the simple fucking things and then I get that? No.
Spot on. So once I've listed off 1 through, say, 4 off my ballot paper of things I sort of know what the menu may taste like.
Yes.
I've still got 2 more bad boys to go. Then it comes down to names, right? I'm like, well, fucking now it's just a stab in the dark.
Yeah, and now you're on dessert. Now you're at that question at dessert, like, do I go for the sweets or do I go for green? I'm personally a fan of the, like the cheese and grapes situation for dessert. Grapes,
more of a savoury kind of dish.
I am like a nice creamy couple of cheeses and a couple of grapes, Greeno, maybe a strawberry or 2. I like that for a dessert, But your other people, they want the chocolate fudge.
Correct.
Yeah. So which way are you tacking in this when you get down to 5, 6? Who's getting the scraps?
I put it down to names, right? You got to go down to advertising. So I looked at the names, and I'm like, I'm just going to pick whatever name I like the best because that's how democracy works.
Sex party.
We're going to get a sex party, and then
that's not a joke. There is a sex party.
There's a sex party. They came in number 5, I believe, on my ballot. And then I think I legalized cannabis as well at number 6 off memory. No, so I realized it comes down to names, and the thing I noticed on the ballot is there's a big fan of we're using the word united. In the ballot, no matter what your party's called.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, whether it be
your party could be called party. Your party could be called the Let's Divide Them Up and Kill Them United. And everyone would go, wow, that's a really united message. We love them. Yeah. They're great.
Spot on. Yeah. So this goes back to my plan of Greeno does politics because we're going to run in what year will that be? That'll be 2025. We're going to run.
2025. Where you've nominated me, have you?
I don't know. Us. Okay. We're going to do it as the block.
Can you run as a duo? Because that might be fun.
Yeah. You can have co-captains. Why can't you have fucking co-prime ministers?
I mean, I feel bad for whoever's running against us because it's 2 against 1, Greeno.
2 against 1.
They can't possibly win.
No, 100%. So looking at that, we talked about how everyone else, the whole point in the election, no one actually has any policies anymore. All you got to do, other blokes are shit cunt, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I've decided to take that knowledge and then amalgamate that with the united knowledge, and our party will be called Sick Cunt United Party. Nice, Jerry! So when the opposition goes, no, that bloke's a shit cunt, we go, no, it's in the party name, Sick Cunt.
Sick Cunt United.
Sick Cunt United Party.
Okay, now this is I'm going to Greeno. We don't know anything about anything, and we might have solved everything here.
We may have.
We'll call the party Sick Cunt United. I reckon it also sounds like a YouTube football team. So
it does a little bit.
It could be a soccer team. So how about this? We run for office under Sick Cunt United. We'll get a few votes, and it's like, you know what? Okay, then we'll start the football team, the soccer team.
We'll roll over.
That's right. I like it. You like it?
Nice, Gary. Now I'm open to suggestions. We could also go Mad Cunt United Party.
Mad Cunt United, yeah.
But I feel like if we play up the Sick Cunt aspect. When they challenge us and go, no, other blokes, he's no good. Then we go, no, trust me, we're covered. We're sick cunts over here. Yeah. That's a whole party platform. We don't need any policies.
Mad Cunt United. You're a cheap man, Greeno, so you'll appreciate this. Mad Cunt United would actually be a game changer in terms of our revenue. Because we could just steal all of Manchester United's apparel and just market, because it's MCU, right? Manchester United. Yeah. So it'll be Mad Cunt United.
Yeah.
And we'll just have the red shirts, Grant. We'll be the red shirts. That'd be nice. Gary. Little tip of the hat to the Soviets,
I also feel we could play up the lack of language skills from the opposition when they refer to us as shit cunts. Yeah. And we go, no, so you can't read correctly it says sick cunt.
Sick cunt.
So it doesn't matter what they say. We just always play back on the fact they can't read properly.
In a great announcement this afternoon for the fledgling United Party, Sick Cunt United, running in the local New South Wales election, they've actually been joined, Greeno, by an Indian faction, the Sikh Cunt United.
Nice, Gary!
Joining in, showing that they truly are more multicultural and diverse than any other party. God bless those Sikh cunts.
And in further breaking news, they've also brought in the Islam community with the Sheikh Cunt United Party.
United. Well done. So we've got the Sikh Cunt United, the Sikh Cunt United, and the Sheikh Cunt United.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. This is kumbaya, Greeno.
We're bringing people together, Damo. Fucking bring in the boats.
We've only just started.
Bring them in. Yeah. That's how we're going to get the boats.
Yeah. It's a broad tent, Greeno, as they like to say here at Sikh Cunt United.
We got 3 years to kind of work on and workshop it all, but I tell you who's got this fucking game down pat. Based on what we saw last week, the current government is fucking just nailing it right now. With the amount of woof woof
the advertising, Greeno.
The amount of woof woof wahs they've managed to cram into one election cycle is beyond belief. Now, last week we saw the Treasurer.
Yes.
With
Josh Frydenberg.
With both a puppy and baby / family.
And nice. And I'm going to give him a nice Gary for that, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
Because to squeeze in the woof woof, because, our template is it's either a puppy or a baby. That's the byline in this law, He doubled up, Greeno. And we love people who double down on this show.
We like to see it double down.
Puppy next to baby. I mean, it was fucking beautiful, wasn't it? I mean, he should be running the country based on this metric, shouldn't he?
Well, obviously the PM's seen that. And he's like, fucking, I need me a bit of this puppies and babies action.
Got to up the ante.
So the week after, he's like, fucking Mother's Day. Woof, woof, wahs.
Mother's Day.
Fucking happy days. Yeah. Now, so the PM straight on there. So once again, he's seen the polling numbers. He's like, no, I need the puppies. I need the babies. I need the wife.
Yeah.
We need all of them in there. We need them in the photo. We're going to be the front page. We're going to talk about Mother's Day. Yeah. And he's like, we need to talk about something. What are we going to talk about? And the PM has decided, look, what's the solution to building a stronger Australia? The question is asked, apparently. What is the question to building a stronger Australia? And the PM said, mate, simple. Family.
Nice, Gary!
That's it. So, it's the only thing we need, folks.
Aged care crisis. Family.
Yeah. Well, that would actually... to be fair, that would actually solve the aged care crisis.
That's why he's a genius.
If the family took that responsibility on board instead of the government, then it would probably work. I mean,
housing crisis
does have a point.
Housing crisis.
Family. Yeah, I mean, if you got on with your family, and if you didn't,
you never had to leave your home ever.
If your dad didn't kick you out, when you were 16 and you're living on the street, that would have solved the homeless problem. If family had taken you in,
what is the problem at the moment? The economy, family.
Well, a strong family unit. I mean, you find ways to bind together, don't you, Greeno? You throw it all into the hat, and you make ends meet, and you work for each other, and you help each other out. So you probably got a point there too. With the
unemployment issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, family support networks, Greeno.
Will help.
Yeah.
Interest rate rises.
Interest rate rises. Well, now that's a tricky one for the family to handle, unless, of course, they work at the bank. Then they'll be doing okay.
They'll be doing all right.
Funny.
How about Chinese boats, pretend Chinese boats out on the Western Australian coast, Amo?
Yeah,
Families take care of that?
We could link all the families out there, link them up, link arms across the river, Greeno, and just kind of form a human net.
Across America, sir.
Yeah, that's right. Nice,
Gary.
That's right. Fantastic. Puppies and babies.
The PM, fucking genius. Puppies, babies, and he's given us the answer for everything. Family. Don't raise that with the abortion people. Probably not a good call.
You don't think the abortionists will be in favour of the family first policy, Greeno?
Probably not. Yeah.
Wonder why.
Probably not. Yeah. Now, we thought that was pretty impressive, right? We were very impressed with that. Like the PM and the Treasurer, and back to back. Funnily enough, Damo, I don't see any woof woof bars in that particular paper from anyone in the Labor Party for some reason.
Oh, really?
I wonder why that would be.
No? Oh, okay.
They all seem to be prominent Liberal figures that seem to be on the front page of that particular paper.
Well,
every weekend
to be fair, Greeno, if you wanted to, wet your whistle on the opposite, then you'd need to be reading publications such as the Herald, the Age,
Herald, which correct.
A, B, C, like that's your go-tos.
Funnily enough, I did happen to notice that trend throughout the course of the week while Greeno does politics. So I'm like, we got puff pieces over here for one particular party, puff pieces over here for a different particular party.
Everyone, this is the thing.
Apparently.
Yeah, look, this is the thing that everyone doesn't seem to grasp when it comes to politics, Greeno, and you're grasping it in week 3, and I'm very proud of you. It's like people think that they're eating the good stuff while the other people are just eating shit, and the people who are eating shit think they're eating the good stuff, and the other people are eating shit. But really, all the pigs are just eating from the same trough, but they're just at opposite ends. But it's the same fucking scraps being thrown into the trough. The trough, and we're all devouring it the same way. It's just we do it in our own little corner of the feeding pen.
Correct. Well, yeah.
Nice.
Nice, Gary.
So, looking at this coverage, and then the PM's already fucking. He's gone nuts. You've got the Treasurer gone nuts with the Woof Woof bars, blah blah blah. Family involved, and then Minister of Fun Kimmy.
Yes.
What was she? Number 1 in our power rankings.
That's right.
Back in 2019.
That's right. Controversially, she was the only winner of the power rankings because we had to can it after that. That's right. It tore the audience apart, Greeno. The power rankings, controversial.
Controversially, it definitely divided the block audience in half from original 12 down to 6.
That's right.
It was all very awkward.
Yeah, it was.
So she sent us through this last night, and she's like, does this count as a Woof Woof Wah? And we were like, fucking credit to Dictator Dan, because he's taken the Woof Woof Wahs to a new level. He's created his own segment, Dictator Dan.
It's a better level.
Well, I didn't say it was better. I said he's taken it to his own level. I didn't say it was higher.
Nice,
I just said own level.
Could be much lower, wherever his level is.
If Stefan Sears was in the chat, we'd get him in to put this on a poll, because we need to come up with a name for this segment. Now, you propose, was it?
Well, hang on. How about you let me, for the benefit of the podcast audience, Greeno, why don't you let me read the headline at least, so they know. Dan Andrews mourns the death of his, quote, beautiful boy and beloved pet cat, Felix. Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews is mourning the heartbreaking loss of a beloved family member. One of the family's 3 cats, Felix, died on Thursday, surrounded by his owners after living a long life spanning almost 2 decades. So, yes, it's. I put it to you, Greeno, because is it a Woof Woof Wah or not? Well, I'm going to give you 2 solid reasons for why this doesn't qualify as a Woof Woof Wah, but it becomes something else. Okay, first of all, I agree with you. There's no dog. It can't be a wolf. I'm sorry.
It can't be a wolf. There's no wolf involved.
We don't make the rules here. We just got to follow them. The English language still means something, so it can't be a wolf. I propose to you that it's a Wah Purr, Greeno. Because the wah is coming from the human. And now, see, this is the point 2 here. This is why this is so delicious, right? And this is the opposite end of the scrap trough, you see. Because normally puppies and babies are presented in a very positive, warm light. Like it's a happy story. Oh, look at the beautiful puppy, and they're rolling around on the grass, and the baby Greeno. Yeah. Now these guys, they're going to the dark side, you see. And it's like, no. Our fucking puppies and babies is about death.
Nice, Gary.
So we're going to do a puff piece. I mean, it's a ballsy move. We're going to do a puff piece about the mourning loss of a family member. Are we going to use a dog? No, fuck that. That's what those guys do. We're going to use a cat instead.
A cat, exactly.
Fucking nice, Gary.
I don't mind it, because I think what this is doing is this is trying to make Dictator Dan a sympathetic figure. It's like, I feel bad for him. He's just lost his little kitty.
Yep. It's sad. Don't get me wrong, but this is Woof Woof Wah we're talking about here. This is Wah Purr.
Yeah, you're saying Wah Purr. I was going meow meow wah.
Meow
personally.
meow wah.
Now, hear me out, because you were right. You were saying that the wah is actually the crying of the death of the kitty.
Yes.
Now, in your particular order, you've got Wah Purr, which means the purr happened after the wah, which means the cat's still alive. Whereas in my logic, we've got meow meow wah, meow meow, then he's dead, and then we cry.
Well, see, now you're approaching it from a numbers background, and I'm approaching it from a words background, Greeno. So when I say Wah Purr, I mean like the wah for the purr. You see.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right. And when you hear Wah Purr, though, you're like, no. Purr comes before Wah, you idiot.
Yeah. It should come before the.
So how are we going to resolve this? I mean,
we need to do a poll. That's what I'm saying. We need someone in the chat.
Yeah.
Stefan Sears, our official pollster, needs to put this out in a poll.
Yeah.
Maybe give it 30 days for people to vote because we want a good sample size.
Yeah. So we might get 10. 10 people might vote for 30 days if it's sitting there.
Just to be safe,
yeah.
What's the more appropriate name for a thing where it's a puff piece involving a kitty?
A dead kitty. That's
important. Dead kitty. It's got to be dead kitty.
Mourning the loss of the dead kitty.
The kitty is Wah Purr or Meow Meow Wah.
Meow Meow Wah.
This show just fucking gets stupid every week. I swear to God, man. Fucking I don't know what we're doing here. All right, let's fucking wrap up the political segment with some political stat man, sir.
Oh, we've got to do a stat man. Hang on.
I'm a stat man. Because the final debate was late last week, and it was broadcast on Channel 9, and they've look,
fucking riveting, mate.
It was very riveting, and they've got to the arse end of the debate, and they put it out to the viewers' verdict, right? Like, who won the debate? Fucking get on the votes, like old school Big Brother or American Idol, whatever. Fucking everyone just get in there, fucking send your votes in. You do the hashtag, blah, blah, whatever. Fucking get in there, get your numbers. Now, Channel 9, hear me out. And I'm not talking about bias. We talked about the two newspapers. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the chairman of Channel 9 also a very prominent member, formerly of the Liberal Party?
Who's the chairman of Channel 9 right now? I don't know.
Peter Costello.
Oh, yeah, he was the treasurer. Yep.
There we go.
We've spoke about him, I think, either on the last show or the show before. I said he would have been a really good prime minister. It was just the way that it was. Yeah, he got the poison chalice. He couldn't win the election, so he was fucked.
Correct. So Channel 9, the chairman happens to be a former very prominent Liberal member. So they were like, fuck me, we've got the numbers in, and fucking Scotty's lost this. Fucking what do we do? Well, let's just switch the percentages. What do you mean? Well, when we get to the end of the show, just put up that Scotty got 52, Albanese got 48, and then we'll put the real figures at the end and just say, oh, mate, typo. But they back announce going, Scott Morrison comes out ahead. So let's have a look at this video and kind of see how they quickly backflipped when they're like, oh, we'll do it at the arse end of the show. Let's see how we go.
Okay. I haven't seen this, so I don't know what it is.
48% chose Anthony Albanese. Now, I want to ask our panel, Chris, does that surprise you at all?
Scott Morrison's a powerful performer. I think on some things.
Okay, so where are you getting the it's the opposite from?
All right, so keep watching the rest of the video, and they come back from the ad, and then
this is all there is. That 11 seconds. That's all there is.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a thing that comes in after it.
Oh, so, is there another clip here somewhere? No.
I think it's at the back end.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Hang on. So it just flicks up on the screen for a second.
Look at the graphics.
48% chose Anthony Albanese.
At the start of the video, and they're talking about how Morrison won the debate. And then the figures when they come back actually reverse.
Nice, Gary!
How you win a debate. You just fucking flip the figures.
Oh, look, most people in the audience right now are American. They're going to be completely unsurprised by that, Greeno, because every fucking election in America, you'll get one set of numbers, and it's like they're flicking backwards and forwards, and you have no idea what's the formula going into this. It's just it's 52, 48, whatever. It's fucking close enough, isn't it? Really, but it's because of the impact of it having when it was the whole screen taking up the graphic, they had it one way. And when it goes down to the bottom rung, then it's switched around. It's like, oh, hang on a minute. That's not fair. That's very cute, isn't it? Well done.
Convenient.
Very convenient.
Fucking nice, Gary, and let's have a break.
Nice, Gary.
Nice!
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
amber berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Elon Musk.
I saw Elon has now decided to go do his due diligence. He's decided, hang on, we're still in the holding period, right? I only have to hand over 10% of my deposit if I back out. I'll get back to you.
What is the cooling off period when you buy a Twitter? Like, because for a month, is it like a month or 6 weeks for a house or something?
I think it's 2 weeks for a house.
2 weeks? That seems kind of short, doesn't it?
Well, it's like a 6 week settlement. So you got 2 weeks to fucking get your shit done. And then, otherwise, you're just sticking around for months on end. I think it's only 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's a 2 week cooling off period.
Just 2 more weeks, guys. I would like to think it's 2 weeks for Twitter as well, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Surely there's got to be some kind of like correlation with the dollar value as well. Like if you fork over $44 billion.
Yeah, that's true.
Like maybe you got a couple extra weeks just to do your due diligence.
I saw the tweet you were referring to about the bots, and he's asking if 5% are bots. And when I saw that, I thought, oh wow, he must be an idiot because he thought that there was less than 5%. Just why? Because they told you so. Like, oh, okay.
Well, I think Elon's got the building report in. He's like, fucking, I need an excuse to back out of this prick because there's some shocky stuff. He hasn't got council approval on that thing. Like that's all over the shop.
Wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if because the stock price went up when the whole Elon Musk thing blew up, right? What if now, after people have really pumped a lot of money into Twitter, he's like, you know what? Backing out, guys. I can't deal with the bots. There's too many. What if he says, I'm not buying it because 20% of the user base are bots? You know what that will do? That will create like a fucking domino effect because every single advertiser who's spent money, every single fucking sponsorship, everything has all been based on false figures at that point. And fudging the books, Greeno, you're an accountant. You know that's not cool, is it?
Nice, Gary.
Fudging the books.
No, well, Twitter will have plausible deniability to go, no, man, we didn't create the bots. Like, someone else created the bots, not us. We weren't even here.
Yeah,
we're away that weekend.
What if they aren't, though? So if he did that, it would end Twitter. Like, Twitter would cease to exist because, like, financially, everyone would be like, oh, I'm getting all my money back. Thank you very much because of your bullshit.
Realistically, how much money does it cost to run Twitter? Like, fucking nothing.
No.
Do it in garage, mate.
It's not the money that it costs to run Twitter. It's the money that people have given Twitter for advertising and whatnot based on numbers which end up being false because like 10 to 15% of the eyeballs were not real. Like they were bullshit.
If you're advertising on Twitter and you don't realize 20% of these things are bots, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I understand that, but people would have signed people will use that. They'll use any excuse to create a legal shit fight, Greeno, and they'll be like, oh, we can get Twitter for millions here because of this bot situation. Every single company will be lining up to file against them.
I don't think so.
They'll go bankrupt. They'll cease to exist.
I guarantee when you sign up for advertising with Twitter, in the terms and conditions, like every other thing you sign, there's 4 billion pages that no one actually reads, and in there it will say, we say that there's fucking 20% bots.
I think if they were to admit that 20% of them were bots in the fucking contracts and stuff, I think it would have come out by now.
They won't say 20%. They'll say, we hold no liability for any, fake accounts, blah, 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 blah. They'll have some kind of like legal
trapdoor
in there to cover their ass. They won't say it's 20% bots. They'll have legal wording to go, we're not going to get in trouble when we know there's 20% bots.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say you're wrong because you're probably right. Like generally people don't get punished for bad things anyway, do they?
That's not how life works.
Yeah.
I tell you who's getting punished right now, the fucking
Ukrainians. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary!
So look, hear me out here. I saw this throughout the course. Now, U2's Bono and The Edge performed in a bomb shelter in Ukraine today after being invited to perform by President Zelensky. The band played a small crowd of fans, including members of Ukraine's armed forces. Now,
yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that correctly. Bono and The Edge were invited to perform in a Ukrainian bomb shelter.
Nice, Gary!
Now, this is real life. This is happening, Greeno.
This is happening. This is being posted as news.
Greeno, I want to know, how did they get the fluorescent, like purple fucking disco lights into the bomb shelter? Were they wired up before the war or after? So what was happening in this? Was this a nightclub, Greeno?
No, this is Russian bomb nuclear afterglow, sir. Okay. That's the purple that's there. Now, this got me thinking, right? Now, if I'm the leader of a country being invaded, I'm fearing for the safety of my citizens. Yeah. I'm worried about defense. I'm worried about food. I'm worried about electricity. Yes. I'm wondering about, do I attack? Do I defend? Do I give up? The capital. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. You know what's not on my fucking to-do list? Let's give U2 a dingle and say, hey, do you want to pop on over and fucking play a couple of songs for us?
Build out a couple of classics, Greeno.
This is not fucking popping up on my to-do list as president when my country is apparently being bombed incessantly by Russian and under attack. I'm not thinking, hey, maybe Bono on The Edge will fucking just lift the spirits. Yeah. I know your house just got blown up. I know you just lost a limb, but fucking listen to Bono. Build this bastard out. Yeah. He still got it, Bono. He's still got it.
Once upon a time, Greeno, they used to send like scantily clad women in to do cans in front of horny soldiers in order to rev them up. And it's because basically the message was, look, if you go out there and kill the enemy and win the war, we'll let you get some pussy. Okay, so that's how we're going to drive the motivation of the troops. In 2022, this is what you get.
Yeah.
8th of May. Shots will ring out.
Oh my God.
As tragedy unfolded.
Look, it's a news report. That's brilliant. Greeno, this can't be a bomb shelter. I was thinking it before at the start of this clip. If you go right here, see, I'm thinking, you know what? This looks like a fucking subway station or a train station or something. It's got the, whatever that is, a metal detector. And then if we go here, Greeno, look at this. I want to show you. Triple escalators, my friend.
Nice, Gary!
Yeah, I don't think it's a bomb shelter.
I don't think it's a bomb shelter. It looks like some kind of public transport hub, Greeno. Imagine if you were standing at the top of this escalator and you're being held off by the riot squad and you're like, man, I'm going to miss my fucking train. What the fuck is going on down there? Oh, Bono and The Edge are entertaining people in the name of freedom against Russia.
Yeah. Popping out, still haven't found what I'm looking for.
You'd pray for Vladimir Putin to bomb you into a fucking smithereens, wouldn't you? At that point.
At this point, I'm fucking 10 minutes at The Edge and Bono, my fucking bomb away.
Bomb away.
Now, Damo, it's pretty evident.
Come and wipe us out, please, Vladimir. I can't take this anymore.
Before they do an encore.
Look at The Edge wearing his fucking cap, mate.
Terrible.
Bono's trying to squeeze into those pants. He's not moving well, it's kind of...
He had a team of assistants get him in those pants, I guarantee it.
That's unfolded in Ukraine again today. The sound of air sirens.
I do love a classic newsreader voice.
Oh, that is a perfect newsreader, like vintage.
British.
Not puff pieces, tragedy happened
today. Bono was entertaining people in a subway today. People prayed for Russian invasion.
Today.
All right, so we've established
the sound of air
Zelensky hasn't got his finger on the pulse. He's not a man of the people, Damo.
He's not a man of the people. Who is a man of the people?
I say he's a man of the people, Damo.
Who's a man of the people, Greeno?
Chris Charles.
Okay.
Prince Charles understands. Now, Prince Charles gave an address throughout the course of the week. I don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah.
He rocked up. He's like, well, I got a speech to give. And fucking, like, we're going nuts. I think the Queen was meant to be the one that delivers this speech, but it's like the national address. But Charles is like, nah, man, Mumsy, I've got it covered. I've got it covered.
Yes.
I'm going to rock up. I'm going to give a very heartfelt speech. Now, Prince Charles announced the government's top priority is to help ease the cost of living for families.
Nice,
with a promise for opportunities in parts of all the country. Now, for those listening on the podcast, Damo, would you like to describe where Prince Charles is delivering said speech, where he wants to help ease the cost of living for families?
From a throne literally made of gold with apricot-sized fucking rocks embedded in it.
And not just the golden throne, he's got a golden wall behind him.
Yep.
He's got a golden seat for Camilla. He's got a golden seat for some bloke sitting on the left.
He's got a golden belt for his golden sword.
But he's sitting there giving a very heartfelt speech about how he wants to help.
Do you want to hear the speech? Let's hear the speech.
Let's hear the speech, shall we?
Okay.
Majesty's government's priority is to grow and strengthen the economy and help ease the cost of living for
Good
families.
for you, Charles.
Her Majesty's government will level up opportunity in all parts of the country and support more people into work.
Christ.
Her Majesty's ministers will continue to support the police to make the streets safer and fund the National Health Service to reduce the COVID backlogs. In these challenging times...
Now, even his son to the left of him looks like he wants to fucking commit suicide, Greeno.
He's laughing, yes. Now, a couple of thoughts on that speech. Once again, we're fixers here, Damo. We love fixers. You know nothing about the royal family. Yep. I know nothing about the economy between us. We're going to fix it. Yep. So, first point of contact there. Charles is like, we want to ease the cost of living for families. Now, here's my proposition. How about Charles takes that golden throne down to cash converters and starts handing out fitties with how much he gets to the local families. I just want to see him rock out cash converters. There's American shows where they go to a pawn shop and they're like, "Yeah, mate, I want you to give us this."
Oh no, that's too good. No, that's way off. In those shows with the pawn shops, Greeno, that you see like on Discovery Channel and stuff, they actually have good shit. You know, they have expensive shit. People come in with interesting stuff. Pardon me.
No, we need cash converters. We need cashies.
Well, that's the thing. Cash converters, right? Go back to our story before. Cash converters was next door to the place that had the bowling alley, the fucking putt-putt course, and the squash court in the same fucking building. Cash converters was right next door. Now, in that area, cash converters, yes, it's a pawn shop, but it's not the pawn shop you go to find something rare and interesting like, oh my God, look at a signed Elvis Presley thing. No. We want to see Prince Charles at that cash converters with that fucking gold throne kind of over his shoulder, and in front and behind him will be a mixture of unemployed people, Samoans and whatnot, holding broken televisions, guitars with no strings, and a whole bunch of fucking scratched up CD cases, Green. That's what we want to see.
It was next to the bowling alley, squash court, and putt-putt course. Yes. Also, people flogging off bowling shoes and squash rackets they just hired.
Hired from the bowling.
That's what we're doing. That's a fix-up. So
they'd walk straight out of the bowling alley and straight into the pawn shop next door and sell the gear to them.
Hey, bro, how much can we get for a tennis net? There's a tennis court over here, eh? I got $8 for the tennis net, eh?
Yeah. They call a squash racket a fucking tennis bat. Greeno, how much for a tennis bat?
Tennis bat. We've got it covered. So that's number one. Point number two, Prince Charles was talking about how, was it something about the police, that you wanted to make sure there's enough support for the police and for that? Now,
Her Majesty's government will play a leading role in defending democracy and freedom across the world.
Yes, the government is going to protect you. Yes, he definitely wants to support the police, Greeno, because without the police, I think it would end up being like a King Louis situation where they end up storming the fucking castle and beheading them all. So he really does want you to support the police, because remember, Greeno, the police aren't here to protect you from criminals. They're here to protect the government from you.
Correct. Well, here's the other thought. You're talking about the police and whatnot and providing a sufficient number of support. What you could do is, because I saw him driving to this speech, surrounded by the equivalent of about 28 police forces.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Because obviously he's got the gold crown. He's got to make sure that that's fucking taken care of. Got to protect that. He could give away maybe 80% of the police force that was taken up. Imagine how much crime was happening when the police force was distracted by driving around Prince Charles.
Yeah.
Just so he could get to this speech, sit on his gold crown, talk about cost of living pressures and how he wants to provide police support to the fucking English people. Like, fuck me. Talk about tone deaf, man. Like, this is why sick cunt United Party is going to fucking take over the world.
That's right.
Because we're going to sit there and like, we're not doing that bullshit. Like, we're not taking money off the fucking, we're not skimming money. We're just here for the people, Damo. We're here for the sick cunts. That's what we do it.
That's right. I'll work for the people, Greeno. I'll take $60K a year. How about that? I'll do it. I'll do it for that much. That's fine. I expect a lot of kickbacks. Don't get me wrong.
Give me some kickbacks. Don't get me wrong.
Because we are sick cunts. We will obviously be taking bribes.
But just for the boys.
Just for the jobs for the boys, Greeno.
Jobs for the boys.
Nice, Gary.
That's enough. That's the. I need to fucking write the shit. And I thought, look, if I'm going to think about how we're going to write the world, because fucking we've worked out ScoMo's not going to do it. Dictator Dan's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Albo's not going to do it. Zelensky's not going to do it. And now we realise Prince Charles can do it. I'm going to have to look somewhere else. So I'm thinking fucking Dolly Parton. And then, unfortunately, lo and behold, it turns out, bro, the world is fucked. Because I saw this throughout the course of the week, and there's a lot to fucking unpack here. Like, hear me out. Let's read the headline for our podcast listeners.
Okay.
Dolly Parton is starring in a musical about Taco Bell's Mexican pizza that will premiere on TikTok later this month. Now, this is a musical inspired between Dojo Cat and TikTok star Victor Kunda.
Victor Kunda?
So there's a fucking lot going on there. All right, so firstly...
Country, on Monday, Dolly has revealed that she's
there's a video. I didn't realize. I didn't click on links.
Chain's TikTok musical. That's right. To celebrate the return of the popular Mexican pizza menu item.
So this has become the Snoop Dogg fucking menu-long ad, but they've turned it into a musical about the Mexican pizza that's sold at Taco Bell, and they're like, where can we do this? Let's do it on TikTok.
Yeah, and you know what's strange for me, Greeno, is that you were thinking about all of these things and you thought of Dolly Parton. Whenever I think of Dolly Parton, all I just think of is tits.
Nice, Gary.
I don't know anything she's done other than be the woman who's famous. Yeah. To make a living. But other than that, but she really only got famous at that because of the tits, right? Like
the tits,
that's pretty much like she was the.
Well, she's a very famous country singer.
Yeah, because of the tits.
The tits, yeah.
She was like the era before's Pamela Anderson, but far less, without all the fucking drug abuse and stuff. Well, that we know of, at least. She has kept herself kind of perky and up. I do wonder if she's on some kind of prescription medication, Grant.
There's definitely some chemical imbalance that's
imbalance.
It's been worked out.
Just to keep her up and all happy and vibey all the time.
Happy days, exactly. All right. So we've established that Dolly's not going to be the answer. So fuck, man. If we can't, so let's go through the list. ScoMo can't do it. Albo can't do it. Dictator Dan can't do it. Zelensky can't do it. Bono can't do it. Prince Charles can't do it. Dolly Parton can't do it.
She can't.
Well, fucking, we're running out of options. We better go to Twitch streamers. Maybe they can save the world. You came across this throughout the course of the week.
I did. And look, I think this has been shared around a lot. And part of me thinks I don't even know if it's fucking true or not. But
seems like a stitch.
Well, it does. But then Twitch streamers, they're a population unto themselves, Greeno. They have their own.
Can you explain what a Twitch streamer is for me, sir? Because I'm not aware of Twitch. Isn't that video game streams?
Mostly.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's everything, but it's mostly video game streams. Yeah.
So it's like a website where you can just do live video and
like YouTube. It's like YouTube. It's like
DLive,
basically.
Okay.
It's linked to Amazon, but so you get an Amazon Prime membership, and which I guess that means that's why they have such a big user base, because everyone who has Amazon Prime automatically gets a Twitch thing or something.
Okay.
So anyway, but it's also famous for Greeno thoughts streaming on Twitch. Girls who are pretty terrible at video games, but yet they get like thousands of people watching just like thirsty neats, Greeno. You know
is that why? Because I was trying to work out why this lady was wearing a very revealing skirt dress with an apron on top of it.
Well, because she's getting donos, you see. And if you see, like, she's getting donate. Look, it says how to add time. So I guess they're adding time with money. One sub, $5 dono.
So let me learn. So I'm just seeking to understand here. Yeah. So people pay to extend your Twitch stream. So if like,
yes,
I start the show for 20 minutes, and then it's like, look, if you want this shit to go on for a bit more, chuck in a 50, and then I'll go for another 20 or whatever.
That's right.
There we go. Now that's a good premise. We could try that for this show. I reckon we'd be out of here well before a hard hour.
Well, okay, so you can see she's got Greeno. She's already got $100. There's a. It might be cut off on the screen at home, but
someone paid $100. Like, once again, guys, fucking porn is free on the internet.
Well, no, her goal is 3,000, so she's barely on her way. She's only got 100.
But who is paying $100 for this shit? Like,
well, it might have been a collection of people, because you see, Greeno, on the left-hand side, it says birthday sub goals. Now, subs are subscribers, right? Now, underneath that, her sub count is 122 out of 600, which is good, 122, which will buy you, Greeno, 100 equals marshmallow challenge, 150 equals cosplay outfit, 200 equals yoga session, 250, and this is the one I want to find, 250 equals unban requests. So if you get more subs, you'll start unbanning people who had previously been following you. 300 is eat lemon, 350 is play Twister, 400 is ice bucket challenge, 450, Greeno, is an interesting one, egg smash on face.
Nice, Gary!
So for 450 subs, she'll smash an egg on her face. For 500, Delaware shorts. For 600, body painting, Greeno.
All right. So, look, subs don't cost money, right? So this is all just kind of, hey, people follow me and I'll do some dumb shit. Fair enough. That doesn't cost any money. When you start forking over some hard-earned, though, you want to see some tit.
At least.
Or equivalent of, like...
Yeah. No, don't you want to see this, Greeno? Don't you want to see this cooking here? Have a look.
Let's have a look at this.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh fuck! 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 Oh fuck! Fuck, fuck, fuck.
See, I'm so cynical. I don't know if this is fake or she's so fake that she makes it look fake, if you know what I mean. And it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Hear me out here. Here's why I think it's fake, right? Yeah. And I think this is like an illusion. That is not a gas top oven. So there's like, for something to ignite and turn into fire on top of that particular stove, you'd need a flame ignition, correct?
Not if the stuff in the pan. Not if the stuff in the pan has ignited. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's like? Surely that's like what is sitting around? Maybe that's fat that's spat over. All right, now maybe there is a plausible science aspect of it.
Look, here's my theory.
There's so much fat in that pan and oil in that pan. It's then spat around the outside of that convection stove. That's a convection stove.
Yeah, it looks it, doesn't it? It doesn't look like a gas stove. Yeah.
That it's then spat up and like there must be so much oil that it's then jumped in. Once again, you shouldn't put that in the sink. That's going to fucking just let it burn off.
I'm with you. I reckon what she's done is she's poured like a ton of oil into the pan. You know what I mean? And it's basically like deep frying in the bottom of it. And when she's flicked it around, she must have thrown something in there to get that kind of reaction, and then. You know, of course, it's burning so hot every time it, touches the fucking element underneath or whatever, it just spreads. You can't put it out.
Fuck, I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, look, see, because it looks like plastic or like, you know how there's something, that's a physical piece of material there on the right that's fallen out of the pan.
Yeah, it looks like it.
You know what I mean? So.
Shit. Help.
Oh, and then she just drops it back on top.
No, on top. Why are you watching this person cook? Like that's fucking. This makes no sense. Like
so you can tip her. So she'll do a yoga session, Greeno.
I can go on fucking Pornhub and watch someone get fisted for free. Why the fuck am I subscribing
for free?
Nice, Gary.
You are cheap, though, Greeno. You are very cheap.
Why the fuck am I subscribing so she could do a yoga session?
I don't know. But, but this is what makes it worth it, the fact that she nearly burned a house down.
Help! Help! Help!
Good time for a break.
Guys, I don't know what to do.
It's the JJ Stoner Spring Collection, the perfect attire for any and every occasion you can think of this season. Like we were in the mosh pit full of sweat and everyone's slapping, hitting, and pulling on you. This shit won't rip! Lunch at your favorite cafe? Brunch with the girls? These stylish ensembles will give you the confidence you need to look and feel your best. Or if you're getting arrested for possession, it comes with a built-in police stick-proof body armor. Keep swinging, pigs! Call now, and your order will come with a complimentary ounce of that dankest bubblegum slurricane that the South has to offer. Don't forget the wall tapestry! If you need to cover your wall, it works!
Hello, my name is Frozen Asian, and I'd like to tell you about my show, The Sunday Night Shit Show, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Along with good conversations and laughing at funny and weird shit we find on the internet, we also have the Hat Cam, where I showcase my myriad of great-looking hats. Here is a testimonial from a great friend of mine who has enjoyed my hats lately.
I hope your next hat is a bullet. Jesus Christ, what are you, fucking Asian Dick Tracy? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to ruin my evening? Like, I was just gonna listen to my buds do their show, and you just gotta do that. You do the show without the hat.
So you're not enjoying it?
No!
Dude, Asian
come
Dick
on,
Tracy.
secretly you enjoy it.
You look like you're going undercover in Argentina, but it's not working.
I hate you. I hate you.
Come on, you secretly love it.
No, I openly hate it.
And there you have it. So subscribe to the Sunday Night Shit Show at youtube.com/Sunday Night Shit Show. And hope to see you there on Sunday nights. Bye.
Welcome to The Starting Block. Follow on Twitter at The Starting Block. Drop the K at the end. Find the podcast on iTunes or on tavshow.com.
Yes, back on the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Did you see the dude that rocked up to the PM's press conference today dressed as Kim Jong-un?
No. Should I have?
Sure, it's pretty funny.
Okay. Is it? Have you got it handy, or is it on YouTube, do you think?
Yeah, I'll forward to you now. I just saw it while I was checking Twitter during the ad break. So now on to a quick. We don't do shout-outs very often on this show, but shout out to our good friend BE, who had a health scare yesterday, and hopefully feeling a bit better now. Hopefully all the tests came back all clear. But it got me realising, I was speaking with the wife last night, and I'm like, I'm now realising, sadly, we're at the age where when friends have chest pains, it's a fucking concern.
Yeah.
It's like fucking better get that looked at. So back in the day, you had chest pains. You're like, big night, eh? Fucking dodgy kebab. Now it's like, better get that looked at. So
I have chest pains a lot, but you know what? After a couple of cigarettes, it feels better again. So it works out.
Right. So yeah, hope you're feeling well, mate, and hopefully everything all came back clear.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now, I tell you, a man who probably could take some advice, and you know.
Well, hang on. We're going to play your thing here that you just sent me. Let's have a look here.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so it is the election season here in Australia, and the Prime Minister and the opposition leader are on the campaign trail, and this man approached, is it the Prime Minister, Greeno?
Yeah, this is the
dressed as Kim Jong.
Press conference today, doing another puff piece.
Okay. How do we know it's not the real? Because he's got the haircut down perfectly, doesn't he?
He's got the haircut. He's got the mannerisms. It's a very, very good Kim Jong-un impersonator, I must admit.
Let's have a look.
Gladys Lynn is the Communist candidate for Australia. I'm going to ask her.
You are going to have to leave. This is the most offensive thing I've ever seen in a campaign.
Excuse me.
You dick. Is that what? That's what. So that's one of the prime minister's guys. Have a look. How do you like that, conservatives? How do you like that? So the man wearing the green skivvy, Greeno. I know it's a green polo shirt that's 2 sizes too tight because you've got to show off those pecs.
Well, it's not a polo because he's wearing long sleeves, so I call that
it's a country club shirt.
It's a country jumper, I guess.
Country jumper.
A collared jumper.
So he's now stepping in, and what does he say? This is the most offensive thing I've ever seen on the campaign trail. He's not Asian, mind you. He's just typical, boring, white trash like the rest of us, right? Yeah. So how does he get to decide if it's offensive or not? What if it's not offensive? I mean, the Asian man doing the impression of the North Korean leader doesn't seem offended by it.
Yeah.
So good on him.
Yeah, I'm happy days with this. I think this is good. This is the kind of guy we need to get on board Sick Cunt United Party.
Sick Cunt United. You reckon he runs for us, Greeno? Kim Jong. We'll have Kim Jong running for the Sick Cunt United Party.
I'm going to ask her.
You are going to have to leave. This is the most offensive thing I've ever seen.
This is so offensive.
Excuse me. You don't tell the Supreme Leader what to do.
Give that man a nice Gary.
You don't tell the Supreme Leader what to do. And look at the face on the guy who was like, this is the most offensive thing I've ever seen. He has that's what it looks like when North Korea fucking bombs you, Greeno. That's the look. He has just been owned by the leader of North Korea. You do not tell the Supreme Leader what to do.
Nice, Gary.
Because you've got to own the bit.
What I would have loved if that was legitimately Kim Jong who just decided to gay crash. And then had
why would he want to hang out with Scott Morrison?
No, not to hang out with him, just for shits and giggles, you know, just to rock up to have someone shirt front him and go, "This is offensive," and then Kim Jong's like, "Fucking peasant, he'll take care of him."
You do not tell the fucking Supreme Leader what to do.
Gladys Lee, she supports Xi Jinping, and now she's going to support the North Korean regime. So thank you very much, all for coming, for supporting this great candidate for the area.
Excuse me, who are you? What's your name?
Wouldn't you like to fucking know? That's the look on his face, Greeno. When the journalist asks, "Excuse me, who are you? What is your name?" Wouldn't you like to fucking know?
Exactly. So nice Gary to that dude.
Nice
that was the most. This campaign's been going for 5 weeks now. That is the most entertaining thing I've seen happen on the campaign trail thus far.
It's been terrible, hasn't it?
Literally the worst. I still have no idea what anyone stands for. It's fucking horrible.
Nobody openly stands for anything. That's the problem. No. And if you try to please everyone, Greeno, you'll please no one. Right?
Exactly. Just fucking give us a platform and go, yeah, we like that.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like when one side comes out and says, "Oh my God, the other side are so awful. They want to round up gay people and slaughter them in an abattoir." And it's like, you know what? That's clearly not true, and that's your hyperbole, and because you're an activist. But I'd almost respect it if it was, because at least it's a platform. At least it's something, you know? Like, okay, they've got something on paper, at least.
Yeah. I'd love to nice, Gary.
It might not be what I want, but at least they've got a plan.
They're working on something. I feel like they're proactive.
That's right.
There's still no power in Lismore, by the way.
Isn't there? How long's that been out?
6 weeks, pretty much as long as the campaign trail.
Fucking brilliant.
No time for that. Busy doing fucking puff pieces. It's just insane. Like, I don't care who's in charge. Like, someone go take care of some shit. Like, do some work, for fuck's sake. A man who's working hard, though. We talked about him on last week.
Working 9 to 5.
Been a little shark talk the last couple of weeks, and this isn't about his big dong, because apparently the shark had to pose some questions about a journalist that was killed over there in Saudi Arabia.
No. Was he killed in Saudi Arabia or is he killed in a state? Oh, yeah, he was killed in Saudi Arabia. He worked for the Washington Post, I think.
I
Jamal Khashoggi, yeah. He worked for the Washington Post, and then there was this whole big thing about, we love journalists and stuff that went on for a while. Sorry to sound dismissive, but that's pretty much what it was. And it was like, justice for Jamal Khashoggi. Now, but the backstory that you need to know about this, there's Jamal there, the young man. Now, the backstory, what you need to know about this is Greg Norman, as we discovered last week, Greeno, that you alluded to, is currently setting up this kind of Saudi-sponsored rebel golf league.
Correct. So between him and Phil Mickelson, they both copped a fair bit of flack for setting this up based on, the human rights records and whatnot over there in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. And often these questions get posed of like, look, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this particular controversial topic.
Like, I know you want to talk about the three part on the ninth hole there, Greg, but how do you feel about the journalist being murdered? And Greg's response, instead of just, puffing it off and going, look, that's not my thing, he's like, look, we've all made mistakes.
Nice, Gary!
We've all made mistakes.
Greg, come on. Like, his donkey dick has fucking taken over his brain. It's fried
Well,
now.
I think that's the reason he can say things like that is because of his donkey penis. It's because he has a donkey penis that when someone asks him, what do you think about Jamal Khashoggi? He's like, look, we've all made mistakes. I think he thinks he is Crocodile Dundee, Greeno.
He does.
Just
He's
kids having fun. Yeah.
Bit of fun. Like, that's not a knife.
Yeah.
That's not a beheading.
That's not a cock.
Yeah.
That's a cock, mate. Oh.
So the shark, my God, PR disaster. I don't know. What's the score thing they do? Like to rate like how valuable a Hollywood celebrity might be for advertising. Whatever that score is.
X
I can't remember
Factor.
the name of it. No, it's not quite, but yeah, it's almost like a PR, not a PR score, but a something score. They're related. I think the Sharks one's fucking getting lower by the week. Every time he speaks, just fucking don't say anything, Greg. Probably safer.
Minister of Fun Kimmy in the chat absolutely nails it. He's got big dick energy, Greeno. That's what big dick energy is. When you can just whatever. People make mistakes, mate. Who gives a fuck,
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Nice, Gary!
Just kids having fun, mate.
Looking at this fucking rundown, man, this is the most serious show I think I've ever written. There's a lot of fucking serious shit in there, and that's enough. Time to talk a bit of sport, shall we?
Oh, yeah. I've got a couple of good ones for you here.
You got some good ones. Now, let's talk about Leon Cameron, who's the...
No. Before Leon Cameron, we were talking about Daryl White, Greeno. I've got to tell you...
Daryl at 10, did we? All right, excellent.
Yeah, no, Daryl White ahead of Leon. So this is Daryl White. He played for the Brisbane Lions when they won 3 premierships in a row, which is I think it only happened once before when they won 3.
Dominant AFL side I've ever seen play. Like, I know the Hawks...
In their time,
In their time, like, they were just... No one could get near them. Yeah. Just absolutely decimated the opponents for 3 years running.
For 3 years.
And we competitive for a couple of years after that as well. But it was basically just handing the flag at the start of the year. Let's not waste our time.
I think they won 3 in a row, but then they lost the 4th one. So they were going for the record to win 4 in a row, which I think had only happened once before. And then they got smashed in that 4th one because by then they were a little older. So this guy was and this team was around like 2000, 2001, 2002, around that time.
Yeah, they're thereabouts, yeah.
Yep. And so this guy was a part of that team. Now, the current Brisbane Lions team is a pretty handy team as well. And he's asked the inevitable shitty question at the press conference where some idiot journalist asked him, could your team beat the current Brisbane Lions team? And I thought this was just fucking wonderful. This was his response.
Daryl, how would this team go against your team, what's the name, hat-trick team?
Hat-trick team? Oh, look, it's really hard to say. Look, I think they might get us by a couple of goals because we're all 40 and 50 now, mate.
Nice, Gary!
And look at this, the thing that makes this like the best part about this. Look at the stare he gives him.
Such a dick question.
He's staring at him like, you fucking idiot.
Idiot. That's stolen. It's an old Don Bradman joke, that one.
It is. I know.
Yeah, where the Don was asked, like, how would you go against the current crop of fast bowlers by maybe it's the West Indies or whatever?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 I'd average.
That's
like,
right.
What do you mean? He's like, well, I am a 65-year-old man.
That's
so
it.
Similar joke.
But he pulled out the classic. Well, it's the classic because it's such a stupid fucking question that they all have to
Such a dumb fucking question.
Yeah.
Like, fucking come on. Like, don't waste time. There's too many, we've talked about it before, there's too many TV shows, there's too many TV channels, there's too much airtime, there's too much newspaper space. There's just too much to try and fill. We need to fucking cut it all back.
Yeah.
Like all of it. But so then,
well, that's on. You know what though? That's on you, man. Like I was literally thinking about that last night. Right? I was watching AFL 360, and I thought, you know what? both Robbo and Jared, right? They're on the media. Like Jared has a fucking 3-hour radio show in Melbourne every day. Robbo does radio spots, but he's also the football. Well, he's also the football editor at the Herald Sun, so everything kind of goes through him. But in saying that, like, I agree with your point that it's the same voices that just fucking saturate each sport, and they have multiple different shows. So it's basically just the same opinions getting circulated around. But by the same token, I don't listen or watch or read their other shit. I just watch that 1-hour show. So, and that's enough for me. So, like, for me, it's not like I don't care what you're doing during the day. You know, this show's on at 7:30 at night, live. I watch that. I don't care about the fucking newspaper column. I don't care really about the radio show, just do your thing. So that's on you, If you're so committed to a sport where you listen to the same person give the same opinion 3 times a day, right? You might listen to the radio, you might listen to the footy podcast with Footy Buffhead, and then Footy Buffhead has a column in the paper that you buy. Like, I got to see what the Buffhead's saying today.
I heard him say it fucking literally 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I know it's in the podcast. We talk about the same thing you talk about on the radio.
That's right. And then the Footy Buffhead's hanging out with Danny Weidler talking about Anthony Mundine. All right, later on. You watch that. And then the Footy Buffhead's, doing a show at night. If you care so much about footy that you're watching the Footy Buffhead give the same opinion 4 times a day, that's a you problem, mate. That's not a media problem.
Nice, Gary! No, you make a fair point. Like that's something I've said many, many times. Where I see people frustrated about the media and like blah blah blah. I'm like, just stop fucking.
Just turn it off.
Don't click it. Don't read it. Like we have got 8 billion. Like this was the old days where literally me and you would stay up and watch Sports Tonight at 11 o'clock every night because that's the only way we could see any sport. Because at the time we didn't have Foxtel, and we were like, well, we love sport, so we got to stay up and watch the 30-minute wrap, and that was kind of what was available. Now you got fucking access to everything at every particular time. But at the same time, it means there's too much, so there's a lot of shit. So you just got to trifle through the shit. The problem is the people clicking on the shit that leads to those questions like, oh, Daryl, I told Zoo, you think, would we know that? Like, we don't need that question. I want to know about the fucking game coming up. Now, once again, Daryl was just there to plug Indigenous round. So suddenly it was actually just an advertising piece. And like, well, there's only so many questions we can ask about Indigenous round. There's really no point for this press conference other than the advertising aspect. Fuck.
Correct.
Have we got any questions for Daryl? Nah, fuck it. Ask him about if the 2001 team would beat this team, because there's nothing to actually ask Daryl, but we've trudged him out for a press conference and we've got to fill 10 minutes.
That's it. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Just
This
boiled
show's
it.
fucking too serious,
You basically
mate.
boiled down the whole show in the time less than the time it takes to boil an egg.
It's fucking annoying that this show's so serious tonight. I don't like it.
Well, can we go to this then? Because I think this man is going to get a nice Gary from us anyway.
Definitely gets a nice Gary for us.
Tip of the
Fucking
hat.
5 out of the last 6 years, taking the team to the fucking finals.
Yep. And look,
I just taken them won a finals game 5 out of the last 6 years.
Never lost to the Swans in a finals game.
Yeah.
Won 3, lost none. So
This club was a fucking absolute. Like, I know it was a young club and Sheeds helped bring everyone through, but this is the guy.
Sheeds. I'm not a Sheeds fan.
No, I'm not saying Sheeds did much. What I'm saying is, like, when he took over, like he didn't take over from the foundation, but he took a club that was fucking nothing but losers at the time.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, getting smashed.
By 100 every week. Like every week. Like if we didn't get beaten by 100, it's like that's a win.
Yep.
It's like when we used to play golf, and if we hit like 105, like good round.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking what a good round that was.
Absolutely.
That's what it was like being a GWS fan in the early days. And he turned him from that and kind of like, look, Sheed's built some like minor foundations, but I'm going to take you guys to the next level.
Yep.
And fuck me, did he do a good job? GF, mate. Like, I know we didn't win it, but at the same time, taking that club that has a very small fan base and very small following against the powerhouses that have I know we've got some money behind us from the AFL, but it's not the support it gets. It's just an unbelievable job.
BE in the chat, very funny. Here we go, clutching with wins over the Swans. I'm not clutching at anything. It's just true. Like they did. They haven't lost to the Swans in finals. Like the Swans won the grand final the year that we were in the comp, the first year, which was 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Have gone on to lose 2 since, unceremoniously. So, welcome to the club. We only lost 1, at least, so that's a fucking positive.
Nice, Gary!
No, but I don't hate the Swans, though. BE knows that. That's just a bit of fun. But, yeah, if you're listening, we're talking about the Giants head coach, Leon Cameron, who I was very optimistic. I was very bullish at the start of this year, Greeno, because the way we finished last year, getting into the finals, again beating the Swans in the final, the first one to get to the next round, got knocked out after that. But it's it is a team that's kind of in transition, because like Cameron's not there anymore. A lot of the players have left. You've kind of got like a few of the older guys. They're the senior guys now, guys like Toby Green and Josh Kelly and Lockie Whitfield, and they're like 28, 29 now, Yeah. You've got a couple of older guys still, but then there's a lot of young kids coming through, and I thought, this is going to be a good year. But anyway, it turns out we're 2-6 or something like 2-6 to start the year. It's not pretty. And the coach, who I really like, Leon, there's nothing to dislike her, but you know how when you're a football fan, and Leon Cameron's been the coach of this team for 9 years now. And like you said, he's played a lot. He's got a very good record. He's played a lot of finals. He's won more finals than he's lost. They didn't win a grand final. Yeah, fair enough. But they've played a lot. They've been a competitive team. That's all you can ask for. Is like a team that.
It would have been in there with a chance.
That's it. Like winning the grand final is obviously amazing, and that's what you want. But you can't rate every success and failure against winning grand finals. Like that's.
Well, think about just the flat logic of it is there's 18 teams in the comp.
Yeah.
There's going to be 17 losers every year.
Yeah.
You have that threshold of only the one that wins the championship had a good year. No. Making the finals every year means you're a pretty fucking good team. And getting into that, the back end of the final series to almost being a GF is still successful. It's just, it's about realism of fandom, you know what I mean? There's literally a 1 in 18 chance to be a happy fan if that's what your threshold is of success.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see a team in all the teams I support, Greeno, no matter what the sport. The winning of the championship for me has always been and is always the bonus. I'm really if I support a team, I really just want to see them try and play well, do the best they can, and we'll see how it goes. That's really my only expectation.
I agree.
But. You can't coach by that, and maybe after 9 years, it is a fucking pretty shitty job. Well, he decided to, call it quits. He's going to resign, and that's enough. Mark McVeigh's going to be the coach for the rest of the year, and then who knows? Alistair Clarkson's out there, Greeno.
Suddenly, he popped up out of nowhere in the media this week, and I don't think that was a coincidence. He's like, "Hey, what do you mean, Leon's fucking generous? That's still not bad. Fucking, that's a good job. All right." I better start showing my head up in these fucking media things and Footy Buffheads fucking radio show and Footy Buffheads podcast. Better get my head on that.
The Footy Buffhead show, Greeno, the podcast. You got to listen to it 3 times. Clarko's on all of them. Fucking nice Gary.
Playing the same bullshit. Oh, no, I haven't had any discussions with GWS. That's going to be his fucking thing, literally, for next week. No, mate, I haven't had any discussions with GWS, but I thought I'd just come out here because I feel like I need to talk about he won't explain why he's getting interviewed or discussing it.
Look, I don't reckon he'll take the Giants job. I might be the only one who thinks that, and I'd be, of course, because if honestly, my preference would be to keep Leon Cameron, but clearly he doesn't want to do it anymore. I really like Leon Cameron, and I don't think not winning a premiership is his fault. I think he's done a very good job.
Look, that fucking team we lost to was Richmond, wasn't it?
Richmond, yeah. And in 2016, we lost the prelim at home against the Bulldogs, who went on to win the comp. We lost the 2017 prelim against Richmond, who then won the comp. And every single time, every single year, we've always had half a dozen of our best players injured as well.
every year, and we're still being that competitive. So, credit to him. But it's not against like shit teams that we should have won. It's like some pretty decent teams.
BE saying Mark McVeigh is favourite to take over at GWS. Yeah, I don't know. Is that do you mean in the betting markets? Because he wouldn't be my favourite. Nothing against the guy, but I just imagine with so many of these, like you've got Ross Lyon who's floating around out there, even Nathan Buckley. Someone's going to ask Nathan Buckley to coach again at some point, and I wouldn't be surprised if they, just give him a call and say where you're at. What do you feel like?
Do you think it's also not a coincidence that stuff was leaked about Collingwood this week?
Probably not.
That linked to Nathan Buckley?
Yeah, probably not. Who knows?
It's fucking politics over there too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just.
So anyway, Leon Cameron's originally from Victoria, originally from Melbourne. He's been living now in Sydney for 10 years, obviously, since he moved up here to take the coaching job, which he's had for 9 years. He was an assistant for 1 and then the coach for 9. And he was asked if he's going to stay in Sydney, Greeno. And this is the press conference where he announced that he's resigning as the head coach of this team. This is the same press conference. He's asked, does he want to stay in Sydney? Have a listen to this.
Are you going to stay in Sydney?
I hope so. Yeah. You got a job?
I hope so. Hey, you got a job? Just put it straight on him, didn't he? Hey, oh yeah, you going to give me a job or what?
I'd love to have a bit of silverware sitting beside that, but we don't have that. But we're in a good spot.
Are you going to stay in Sydney?
I hope so. Yeah. You got a job?
Talk to my people.
Yeah, absolutely. You get my people to talk to your people. What do you reckon?
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Once again, what's the fucking point of that question? Like, they are just literally filling time at that point.
Yeah.
Like, have you got mate, have you got any questions left? No, I've got no questions left. Well, you haven't asked a question yet. Well, I've got to get my head on camera. Ask him if he's going to stay in Sydney.
Big Greeno. Shane Mumford, Greeno, BE in the chat is putting the odds in the chat. Shane Mumford, who is an assistant coach now at the Giants, right? I think
he's playing last year, wasn't he?
He was playing last year. He played for us longer than he played for the Swans, incidentally. Fun little fact. Yeah, in the end, eventually. Because he retired, remember, and then he came back 2 years later and played for another 2 years and then retired again. Now he's an assistant coach, Greeno. He is $34 in the betting market to be the next GWS coach. And there is nothing I would like more. Because remember when that footage came out of Shane Mumford doing the big fat lines of fucking cocaine? That's right. Yeah. And while he was doing this big fat line of cocaine, Greeno, the other guys who were pissing up in the room are chanting, sausage, sausage, sausage. Because of the sausage size fucking line that he was snorting right up his fucking schnoz, Yeah. And then, of course, he became because we're from Western Sydney, Greeno, and it's part of drug abuse is part of our culture. It's part of what we do here. He became a cult hero after that video came out. And so much so, I'd be in the stands and people would be yelling out, kick it to Sausage. Sausage became his nickname in the stands. Like, everyone was like, yes, come on, Sausage, get in there. Like, we loved him because of it. If he became the head coach, I would be happy. I don't even care if we don't win a game that year.
Every day's a Mad Monday.
Every day's a Mad Monday.
We know he's in challenge.
34. Yes, give me in the chat nose beers, Greeno. The nose beers.
Definitely nose beers. That's a rehab session. Just a couple of nose beers, you good to go, boys.
That's it.
Fire back up.
Coach Sausage.
There we go. We got anything else? That's pretty much it for the rundown. We got anything else to chat about? Did you have any story time this week?
Oh, yeah, I can give you a little story time if you want a quick one.
I like stories about pinatas.
Though I don't know how quick it's going to be, but yeah, I've got a fun little story for you.
Oh, I'll get another beer then if you got a story time.
Oh, you know what? I'll get a beer too. I tell you what, let's play something that takes up a bit of time. We'll just do the court dates and we'll be back in a bit. We're back. BE in the chat. Ross Lyon, $15. I would be really happy if Ross Lyon became the Giants coach because he's my favourite. Yeah, Freo and St Kilda before that.
Yeah, that's right.
He's my favourite purely, like selfishly, I would love Ross Lyon to be coach. I think he's a great coach, number one, fair enough. But the reason I like him is because he hates the media more than any other coach. So in his press conference, he's just very short. Like, he doesn't tolerate idiots, and that's why I like him. He's like, mate, like, he'll question them. Like, if he gets a dumb question from a journalist, he throws it back on them, and he's like, oh, okay, so were you keeping stats? And they go, sorry, I'm asking. And he's like, no, I want to know what you saw when you saw that play. Like, what did you think of it? Like, and he puts it back on them. He fucking hates them. So that's why I'd be happy with Ross Lyon being the coach.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a little story time for you, Greeno.
Yeah.
We've had cable, if you want to call it, Foxtel in this house probably for like 15 years.
Mate, since I remember, no, probably longer. Like back in the day, we're talking 18, 19-year-old Greeno.
Yep.
So we're talking almost 20 years that you've always had a Foxtel in your home.
Yeah. I've always been one to be like, you know what? I just want the most, even if I'm not going to watch all the channels, I just want them there. Because I'm a habitual flicker, Greeno.
Mm-hmm.
I love to flick. So the more options I have to flick around, the happier I am. I don't necessarily watch anything. I just love to flick around. So I've always had cable. And recently, Greeno, because the cable was the cable for the last 15 years. I mean, like the cable that goes in the ground, you know what I mean, comes through the wall, et cetera, et cetera. But cable ain't cable no more in this country. I don't know if you're aware of this or not.
It's really not. I think we talked about this in the show previously. Like, it's just, everything's just streaming now, isn't it?
No, well, this is where this story gets juicy. About a month ago, Greeno, we get this fucking thing, randomly. Lady Boogs gets this text message, and it's like, or an email or something, and it's like, hey, we just want to let you know that soon we're going to not be able to broadcast on cable anymore, so we're giving you a free upgrade to our IQ5 system, this revolutionary system. Like, it's an offer too good to refuse. Yeah.
That sounds like a winner. Like, what's the cost to begin with?
Okay.
What involvement do I have to be home for upgrades to happen? Like, there could be some inconveniences that come with this thing. So I want to know these details. But continue with your story.
Well, no, those are all fair questions. But let me tell you, you don't even have to worry too much about that. The reason we kept the Foxtel in the first place, the cable, is because if there's some kind of issue with the internet, we can still watch TV. Because cable is not, it's not streaming, right?
It's through the TV antenna and
that's
all
right.
That sort of thing, yeah.
That's right. It's television. It's not fucking streaming. So that's why we kept this connection. Now, we kept this connection and we were like, okay, we'll keep this instead of getting something like KO, because really the only reason I have cable now is for sport. Like, being totally honest. Lady Boogs watches everything on like the individual apps for the free-to-air channels anyway. When she wants to, and it's Netflix and fucking, other streaming. It's like, there's no need for free-to-air TV anymore. You can just fucking bypass it. But I keep the cable for the fucking sport, because the sport is off its tits on cable. Like, there's so many sport options. So, and you get all the football games live, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep this, but I could get KO, which would be cheaper than the cable, but KO is a streaming service. So if there's some kind of issue with the internet drops out, I can't watch the fucking football. Whereas if I keep the cable, I fucking can, right?
Yeah.
Simple equation. Now we get this situation from the Foxtel, like from the cable company, the Foxtel. Let's call her Lisa S. Greeno, or L. Simpson, whatever you want to call them. So we get this call from the cable company, and it's like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. We're going to upgrade you into this magic new revolutionary service. Guess what, Greeno? IQ5 fucking internet.
Nice, Gary!
It's over the internet. No cable.
Yeah.
No cable. So I say to the Lady Boogs, well, look, fuck them. We'll keep the box that has the cable, and they can stick their new revolutionary thing up their ass. We then get a threat via text message from the cable company. And it goes along the line of, if you do not return the old cable box, we are going to charge you $300, Greeno, unless you return the cable box.
Okay.
And again, I say to the wife, tell them to stick it up their ass. I'll pay them $300 and keep the fucking cable box. Who cares?
Yeah.
And apparently it doesn't work like that. The signal's going to get shut off, so I can't just keep the box and pay the $300 for lifelong cable like I thought.
You spent $300 on a fucking empty box, pretty much.
That's right, pretty much. So I was like, okay. Now, they give you this option. Okay, you can either take the box to a place to, hand it in, or at your convenience, we'll send a courier over to pick it up from your house. And I'm
Now,
like,
what are the costs associated? You know me, mate. I need to know the dollar value. Because if they're going to charge for the courier, now I've got to know the distance to the place to drop it off, because now I've got to take into consideration petrol money.
Well, okay. I can tell you that they didn't give us an actual price, Greeno, but they did stipulate an affordable price.
Yeah,
that was the word they used, affordable.
Stick your affordable right up your clacker. That's no good, that.
Well, we took the affordable option. I'm like, you know what? Book us in for an affordable. We'll manage it. Now, the situation was supposed to be that this courier was supposed to show up on Monday morning between 8 and 5. Okay, that's our window, between 8 in the morning.
It's a very loose window.
5 in the afternoon. Now, I have to pack the box myself into a box. Like, I have to pack the fucking set top thing into a cardboard box. I got some bubble wrap that I had and wrapped up the thing so it wouldn't get damaged.
Is this part of the contract? Because fucking, I'd be telling them to fucking jam it up their ass. That.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got to send it. You've got to put it back in a box, basically, so the guy can pick it up and throw it in the back of his van, Greeno.
No. There's no box etiquette. Yeah. It's basically you get the thing, the whole thing. You don't get a. It's kind of like returning something that you took out of a packet already. I'm not putting it back in the packet.
Well, I mean, look, I'll pack it. I had a box here. I got some tape. I fucking whacked a label on it, and I'm like, okay, it's good to go.
Over that fucking thing.
Well, it doesn't bother me. And I'm like, you know what? I'll stick it out the front. Tell them it's on the front porch. No problem. The guy will be here between 8 and 5 to pick it up. It's on the front porch. He doesn't even have to knock.
Between 8 and 5.
Between 8 and 5. Now, would you or would you not be surprised to know that between 8 and 5, this man did not show up?
I wouldn't be shocked, because when you stop paying them, they don't give a fuck about you.
I don't care.
So
anymore.
they will make you just do whatever they want you to do because you're not paying them money anymore.
Well, I sat that box out there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I went out and I brought it back in at 5 o'clock at night, because I'm like, I guess I can't leave it out there all night. You know what? I'll put it out there tomorrow. Lady Boogs, can you chase up why they didn't show up? Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll put it out there tomorrow.
Yeah.
She tells me, okay, look, they're going to be around, probably in the next
between
day.
8 and 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, between 8 and 5. I'm like, okay, so Tuesday, I get up, I put the box out at 8 o'clock, and would you be surprised to know, Greeno, that I bring it in yet again on Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. because nobody has been around to collect it. I repeat this procedure through Wednesday, Thursday, and again, and again today on Friday. Now, today, the Lady Boogs loses her cool, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to fucking talk to these pricks. Because while I'm sitting this box out the front waiting for them to come and collect it, because we've been threatened via text message that we'll be charged $300 if we don't return it, we continue to get these text messages all week from this company. Hey, just letting you know, if you don't hand in the box, it's going to be $300.
This box has been here a week.
That's right. At this point, the Lady Boogs decides to jump on Greeno. Now, do you remember my story about the Optus chat?
The Optus chat. You got to get on the chat.
I like stories about pinatas.
Now, if you don't remember the Optus chat, you'll have to go back and listen to the old episode. But
was the Optus chat or the Dan Murphy's chat? Because we had two chats about the chat.
The Dan Murphy's was the good experience. The Optus chat was the very not good experience. Yeah. Now, in a similar vein to the Optus chat, the Lady Boogs decides to log herself onto the cable company chat. And
you don't come on the chat.
See what you can achieve in there.
Hey, mate, how you go? We talked about this.
Now, this is the story as it was relayed to me. The first time she tried to log into this company chat, because remember, we've been leaving this fucking box on the porch all week. Because we were told that someone would be around to collect it, whilst we're being threatened via text message by the company saying they're going to charge us $300 if we don't send the fucking box back, and they're ignoring us, they're not coming and collecting it, even though it's here. Now she logs onto this chat, and she's told in the chat, Greeno, get this, that she is number 28 in the queue.
Nice, Gary!
To be served. And
Be available between 8 and 5 to be answered in the chat.
Now, she's sitting here and she's watching this fucking thing, and it has not moved from 28 for like 10 or 20 minutes or something, right? The number has not gone down, and she's like, fuck this. Someone called, because she's still working, right? She's working from home. Someone called from work. She had to take the call. She was on a call for 10 minutes. She looks down at the phone. Not only has she jumped up the queue from number 28, Greeno, she's been put into a chat with somebody who has then closed the chat because she didn't answer fast enough.
Nice, Gary!
All right? So she's been waiting to talk to someone in the live chat. She was number 28 in the queue. She's waiting 20 minutes. She jumps on a 10-minute call. She comes back and looks, and it's already long enough for them to basically hang up in the chat. So you have to create a new case.
Yeah. Nah, new case.
Right.
Back to the end of the line, sorry.
Back to the end of the line. So later on in the day, she tries again. She tries to get in touch with these people again.
Just don't do the chat.
Now, we've been putting this box out for a fucking week. We've been getting text messages from the company threatening that they're going to charge us $300 if we don't give them their box back, yet they refuse to pick it up. Then when you're in the chat for 20 minutes, they hang up on you within 2 if you don't reply to them fast enough. Now, she gets back in the chat with this fucking cable company, and she explains the situation that, look, my husband's been putting this fucking box out every day for a week. You've refused to come and collect it, yet you're still sending us these threatening text messages. She gets a reply, oh, if you want to set up for somebody to come and collect the box, please hit this link, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
She replies to the person, look, I've already set it up. I've already hit the link. I've already done this. The problem is you haven't come around to collect it yet. She's then replied to by the company because she says to the company, look, you can charge me $300. I'm not fucking paying it.
Nice, Gary!
There's no way you're getting $300 out of me. This is all on you. Fuck you, basically. They reply to her and say, the $300 charge will remain until the box is returned, Green.
We've asked you to come fucking pick it up. How many times?
That's right. 5 days in a row I've been putting this box out, waiting for the man to collect it between 8 and 5, and he never shows up. Every day.
You need to get some. Like we had this conversation I think previously about a similar aspect with my broken furniture.
Yes,
got delivered, was broken, blah blah blah. Until I started putting some fucking legalese in there.
Yeah,
I was told, oh no, we got a fucking like 6-week wait to come pick that shit up. Like it's just gonna have to stay there and make sure it doesn't get fucked up. Otherwise, you're not getting a refund.
Yes,
I put some legal after like 4 weeks of waiting for this shit. I put some legalese in there, back and forth with the dickheads in the chat. And then suddenly, magically, fucking collected the next day.
Oh, what nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary!
So, yeah, a bit of legalese, a little bit of contract law, a bit of I'm going to the ombudsman. I'm now charging interest for fucking, you just make up bullshit. But
you got to flex a little bit of a threat muscle there. Just enough to be a problem.
Well, just got to be annoying. Like you want to get in their complaint metrics because at the moment you're not in their complaint metrics. You got to complain now.
Yeah.
Because if you're just sitting in a chat and you get blocked, no one's like, it's like, oh, it's fine, everyone's happy. But as soon as you start getting into their complaint metrics, it goes to their stats, and that's when it starts to, oh, now we'll actually address the issue. So you just got to cut out the middleman, go straight to their complaints, and that's what I was like. I'm sick of dealing with this back and forth. I'm getting nowhere. I know how they're going to measure their matrix. I'm just going to complain, and then I'm going to put some legalese, and then everyone's fucking winner. And then I started threatening them with interest.
Well.
You can't do that because you're holding the asset and you're not getting charged, so you're not out of money.
I appreciate your point.
Nice, Gary!
I appreciate your point, but I'm sad to tell you, Greeno, that the story gets much, much worse from this point on. It gets far worse. So after she's threatened again via this app where she's told the $300 charge will remain until the box is returned. And she says, basically, I'm not paying anything. Go fuck yourself. She's then told, she's asked by the cable company, is there a particular icon on the sticker which we sent you to put on the box for our equipment? Is there a particular fucking brand on that sticker? And she replies, yes, it's a courier company, right? There's a particular courier company on this stamp, to which the cable company amazingly replies, you need to chase it up with them.
Nice, Gary!
So the cable company is basically blackmailing us. If you don't return this $300 if you don't return this box, we're going to charge you $300. They refuse to pick it up. We call them and say, we've got it. You can come and get it. Don't charge me $300. They say, no. You need to chase it up with our company that we've hired, the fucking courier company. So yet again, here we are in this situation. I've been talking about this for the last couple of years, and people are starting to see it. These fucking corporations have slowly but surely, they've turned it around to make it so we're working for them.
No, exactly. Fuck that. That's why I do everything in writing as well. Because you sit there and you can call, you can be on a phone call forever, and there's no kind of like transcript of it. Everything I do when it comes to these kind of issues, all in writing.
Yep.
So when it gets to that point, we're like, well, we're charging the $300. I'm like, well, here's my transcript. Like, here's where I originally sent you the email. Here's the transcript of what happened with the transactions. Here's my attempts to return it. Here's my follow-up attempts. Here's my further follow-up attempts. Here's my third. Here's basically the full storyline's always in writing, and they've got it there, so they're always going to lose. It's fucking you're right. It's fucking criminal what they're doing.
Yep. And you know, the moral of the story is, so she replied to, the cable company again and said, oh, so that's great. So now I'm going to have to sit on the phone again for another hour to another company to organize the collection of the thing that you're threatening us with if we don't collect, even though we've been putting it out there every fucking day between 8 and 5 for a week, and you've refused to come and collect it. So apparently, Greeno, we were told this is about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Look, we'll try to send someone over before 5. And I'm now, you know what I'm like. I'm standing at the door with a cigarette in my mouth at 4:59, Greeno.
Bring the package in, son.
Yep.
Bring the package in.
Bring the package in. I bring it back in. We're then told, look, you know what? We'll probably swing past on Monday. Monday. So apparently,
9 and 5.
That's right. So remind me, I'll have to update you next week on the show whether or not this fucking box has been collected.
I like stories about pinatas.
I like it. That's a good way to end the show, I think, sir.
That's it. So that's it. Thanks to everyone for joining. There's a lot of people in the chat tonight, Greeno. So it's good to see so many friendly faces in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Very nice. I'll be back tonight, Greeno, US 6 p.m. East Coast time. I'm going to have the Beard of Truth on, Greeno.
Beard of Truth. There we go. That's fucking
Mr. America. Yeah, Mr. America, the Beard of Truth. Probably been a year or two even. Like, he went off and did something. I don't know. He had a kid or something, and then he didn't want to fuck around on the internet as much anymore.
See, waste of time.
Sad is that?
That's a way to get away from the kids.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, yeah, we're going to have Mr. America, the Beard of Truth on. We're going to talk about Libertopia. He's a Libertopian brother, so we'll have some fun, have some laughs, kick back, chill, be nice. Don't forget to follow all of our friends. Again, special shout-out to BE. Get well soon, brother. Make sure you recover. No one can... The Swans won't help you, but, you can help yourself. That's the fucking main thing. So... Nice, Gary, to BE. Greeno, is that it? We're out. We're done.
That's it. We're done.
All right.
I can't believe this show went for 2 hours. Unbelievable. We had no content. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down